And welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Always Pressing PGA DFS podcast, previewing the 2023 RSM Classic, the final event of the fall swing. You have the Hero coming up, but let's be real, this is it. We'll recap briefly last week's action on the golf course, another great kind of tearjerker of a moment the last few weeks we've seen on tour, and get you ready for this week's DFS action. You can find me on Twitter at BDintric, the podcast at Always Press DFS, and my co-host, as always, on Twitter at DFS Golf Gods. Jesse, how are we doing, my friend?
It's on X. I'm good. How are you?
Good. Doing well. Did you catch any of Camila Viegas's big W this past week?
I didn't. No, I didn't watch a bit of it. I didn't realize how high the 6 of 6 percentage was until you texted me, because I was like on my way to 6 of 6, and of course, God forbid they finish around on Thursday or Friday before the next day. Just can't get that completed on the PGA Tour anymore. But it was like 60% or 40%. I'm like, 40%. No fucking way, man. I got 6 of 6 again, and it didn't cash.
So I had two lineups. One 6 of 6 did not cash. The other 6 of 6, really like a half a point would not have cashed. I min cashed. It was the most tilting thing, because I was like so pumped on the lineups, like midway through Friday, like, these are fucking money. Yeah, this is good. Not paying attention to 6 of 6 because, Cut Sweats isn't working ever since, X started and everything, and he can't tweet out his tweets. And so I didn't always wait till the end of the day. And I saw that deal, and I went like, what the? And then I sent it to you, and I'm like, what is going on right now? I thought I had something good. Apparently everyone had something good. So it didn't matter. Because I think it was 2 of like the top 23 chalkiest players didn't make the cut. So 21 of the top 23 made the cut. That's how you get 6 of 6 pretty easy. That's how that works. Problem is like I had guys that were less than 5% make the cut. So I was doing the good thing, and it didn't matter.
Yeah, it was a weird week, man. But Vegas, I in hindsight wish I would have paid a little bit more of attention to the previous week where he finished second or whatever he finished the week before.
Yeah.
So I've been a little bit more on him, but I was not. So it is what it is.
Yeah, I mentioned last week, I said, if you want to ride the hot streak and see if it continues, you got Camille. I didn't in my 2 lineups. We've seen him so many times not put it together back-to-back weeks, but he did this time. We'll see how many people roster at the RSM this week. They had on Monday, yesterday, or Tuesday this week, they had the Pro-Am that's dedicated to his daughter that passed away of cancer at the RSM. So they had that going on. So after then he's got his daughter's Pro-Am. Like, there's a lot going on in that boy's head. So I don't even know where he's at come the golf tournament this week. Let's put it that way. But
yeah, I'm with you.
Good to see him get it done, and it's just pretty much who you'd expect, since 40% got 6 of 6 is who we all liked all got through this week. So if you got nothing else to say,
I don't.
Are you ready for the Tiger, the TGL or whatever we got coming up? That looks pretty fun. Never seen a team concept before.
I'm baffled by this whole thing, and I mean I'll probably watch it just to see what it's like, but I didn't expect it to be this kind of thing. I thought it was going to be a little bit different, so we'll see, I guess.
I thought it'd be like a weekly, like we mix things up and do different things, but now it's like a team format, like almost exactly sounds like something we kind of don't like thing that's going on right now. And I'm with you. It makes me think, do I want to watch a bad Thursday football game or do I want to watch TGL? That's what's going to kind of come down to. That's where, is there a new Netflix stream out? Then we'll probably watch that instead. But it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. And
I mean, definitely when Tiger's on it, but Tiger's not going to be on it every week. So
no, that's what I thought. I thought there'd be a bunch of guys all the time, having fun. Maybe this week we play pig. Maybe there's like just different things like that. I don't know, something. It's just totally not what I expected.
Right.
It's pretty insane. And so after we get done recording today, Netflix's thing with the F1 racers is on, and you got all that goofy crap. So who knows what's going on? It's that time of the golf season. Let's put it that way. Let's preview the final event of the year, the RSM Classic. It's at San Simeon Island outside of Georgia there. You got the seaside and the plantation courses. So what do you got on past event history, which we should have a pretty amount of, actually?
Yeah, it's been here for a while, I believe, running the same 2 courses, which you will talk about. But last year, Adam Svensson, 19 under, 2 shots over Harmon, Taryn, and Thigala. 2021 was Taylor Gooch, 22 under, 3 shots over Mackenzie Hughes. Robert Streb won his second time in 2020. 19 under playoff over Kisner. Tyler Duncan, T-Dunks, 2019 champion, 19 under in a playoff over Webb. Charles Howell III, RIP, 2018 champion, 19 under in a playoff over Patrick Rogers, your boy. There's a lot of your boys here. So, I mean,
this is a my boys type course for sure.
Yeah. Austin Cook, 2017 champion, 21 under, 4 shots over JJ Spawn. 2016 champions Mackenzie Hughes, 17 under playoff over, doesn't matter, Billy Horschel, Norlander, and Vajegas. I mean, there's like a lot of names in this finishing position winners area, minus Gooch and Howell, who are back in around this year and playing good. So should be interesting.
Should be very interesting. It would have actually, I was reading, 11 of the top 50 in the world are at this tournament for the first time all fall.
A massive change than the last 2 weeks.
Big time. Brian Harmon's the only one in the top 10, but again, you still have 11 of the top 50, which is outstanding. And, if you're keeping track of the fall rules, it means those guys can't change their FedEx Cup rankings, but the rest can. Because if you finish in the top 125 in the FedEx, you're guaranteed in the next year. I guess if you're top like 60 or something, you're guaranteed to all the special events, tournaments, and all that stuff. But if you're outside the top 50, you're the only people that can gain points during the fall swing. A really bizarre thing, but that's where we live right now. So let's get into the courses here, though. I did mention it's 2 golf courses. You have they're both in St. Simon's Island. I call it St. Simon's Island in Georgia. You have the Seaside course, and you have the Plantation course. It's at Sea Island Resort. They're going to play one Thursday, one Friday, obviously. And then on the weekend, the ones that make the cut both play the Seaside course. The Plantation course, easiest of the 2 courses. It's tree land. You're out of the wind for the most part. You still have some. It's a par 72, a little less than 7,100 yards. Typical layout. You have the 4 par 5s, which is much different than the Seaside course. So you have to take advantage of those. They're very, very gettable. You got your normal par 4s, your 12 par 4s, your 4 par 3s. Water comes into play on 11 of the holes, or 10 of the holes. Sorry, a little bit of rough, but mainly tree line on the Plantation course. Grip it, stay out of the water. You should be able to score there. You got to score on the par 5s. Now, the Seaside course, which we'll actually have shot tracer for, which we have not had in forever, shot tracker, I mean, so that's great. But this course, the wind is the biggest enemy. Obviously, wind changes day to day, so keep track of that as you go. But this is a different course. It's a par 70, just about 7,000 yards. Very, very short course. Water in play on 13 of the holes. Bermuda's both these courses. But on the Seaside course, it's a basically approach fest, a wedge fest. Most of your shots are 1 to 175. Drive it accurately, and you'll give yourself tons of shots at birdies. That's what this course is all about. But only 2 par 5s. 10 of the 12 par 4s are below 450. They're all in that 4 to 450 bucket. And that's why the most approach shots you see are 1 to 175, just because certain ones you have to lay up, certain ones you don't. But that's your primary game. Very accurate off the tee. And bombers can do very well here. If you stay out of the water, especially on Seaside, because there's not that many trees, you can bombs away and get away with things at the Seaside course. We've seen that time and time again. So that's an advantage as well. But if you're accurately straight, like Lucas Ebert has been lately, this is a deadly place for him. So we'll see how that plays out. But for the most part, birdie fest, stay out of the water, stay in the fairways, approach game, get hot with the putter, have some fun. What do you like this week?
Yeah, a lot of recency bias here with the recent stats, because most of these guys have played throughout the fall. So I kind of weight the more recent stats more so than the long-term stats. But approach is going to matter. More so accuracy off the tee than distance, birdie or better, and par 5 scoring, and then plenty of course history to weight as well.
Yep. Your course history, I do like the point you made, though, is if I have to have a tiebreaker, I want the recent form over the course history for the most part, because you mentioned you mentioned Austin Cook's one where he's coming in great form. There's like a handful of dudes that are coming in awesome form that should be able to play very well here. And so we'll see how that plays out. And I think I'm going to have to redo my model after this, because even hearing me talking and hearing you say it, I need to add more to driving distance. I have more accuracy than distance in my model. I want to tweak that a little bit, but we'll go with this for now, and let's do some DK scoring. Weirdly enough, it's 156 golfers, as I said. It'll get cut down to the normal T65 and ties. There's only 3 golfers over 10K this week, and it's our most loaded field, which kind of surprised me. We've had a lot of 5s lately, and you're like, what is that guy even doing in the 10K range? But this, we got Lucas Aubert at 10.9, Cam Young at 10.6, Brian Harman at 10-3. Brian Harman has won a major this season, and he's 10-3. So what? And he's from, you'll hear the Sea Island Mafia a lot. All the Georgia boys, just remember that. But what do you got in this 10K range?
Yeah, I mean, Aubert here, 10th, 13th, 2nd in his last 3 starts on the PGA Tour this fall. Pretty solid. And then Brian Harman, he finished 2nd here last year, coming off a really, obviously, good finish to the year for him. Won the Open Championship and then finished 5th at the BMW. And then ended up playing, and he played the Ryder Cup, didn't he?
Yes, he did. He was one of the big dogs. Yeah. Him and Max Homa.
Yeah. So Brian Harman's obviously hot. I mean, if I'm choosing between the two up here, I'll probably go Harman just because of the course history. But yeah, those would be the two. I mean, Cam Young, you can play him. I wouldn't talk you out of it if that's who you want to play. But those are the 2 out of the 3 that I would focus on with emphasis on Harman.
Yeah, we're pretty much on the same page. I think I want Lucas Aubert more just because he's been playing every week, and obviously Harman's playing at home and doing other things. I'm not going to say he's not, but competitive golf is competitive golf, and Harman hasn't really teed it up since the Ryder Cup, where Aubert's been playing nonstop because he's trying to get into that. That because if you get in the top 60, you're eligible for the Masters next year, and he's like at 62 right now. So he's been fighting all the way to get up to that. It'd be crazy to think Lucas Aubert is not going to be in the Masters next year. Let's just put it that way. With that finish, he's young, so it makes sense. But at the same time, Ryder Cup, but can't be the Masters. It's interesting dynamics there. Yeah. But I like both of them. I like them both, Harman and Aubert. I think I lean Aubert a little more, even though Harman's the dude that it's so silly to say. If I knew Harman was playing like 1 or 2 tournaments, I'd be all in. But I'm not. So maybe that's just foolish on my part. But I do like that kind of recency bias we talked about. And Cam Young, I'll pass on. So we both passed on Cam Young. Fun with your 2023 RSM champion, Cam Young, everybody. We were going to go Harman and Aubert. 9K range, you got Corey Connors at 99, Henley at 97, Noren at 94, Poston 93, Suh 92, Si Woo's up to 91, Eric Cole at 9,000. And I guess I should have mentioned, I believe they're both remodeled. Never mind, I'll take it. I was going to say one was Pete Dye, but got remodeled. So what do you got in the 9K range?
Corey Connors at the top there, 9,900. 4 of 4 made cuts here. He didn't play last year, but 2021 finished 22nd, 2020 finished 10th. So solid there. And he hasn't missed a cut since the U.S. Open back in June. He hasn't played that many events, but has a couple 3 top 10 sprinkled in there. Noren, 9,400. He missed the cut here in 21, but before that had 2 straight top 20s and is coming off a 2nd place finish last week. Finished 3rd at the Shriners a few weeks ago, playing really solid golf. JT Poston, course history is weird. 21st, miscut, 14th, miscut. So take that for what it's worth. But coming in, he's playing really solid golf. 3rd, 22nd, 24th, 7th, 2nd in his last 5 events there. And then probably my favorite play is Eric Cole. I already bet him to win. Spoiler alert. This is a place where a lot of first-time guys do end up breaking through. If you look at like Svensson last year, obviously, Taylor Gooch, Tyler Duncan, he's never won again. Austin Cook, don't think he's ever won again. Mackenzie Hughes, I don't know if he's won anything else in his life, but I feel like this is a place where Cole could potentially break through. 39th in his only start here last year, and then 2 straight top 3s for him. And if you go back to the fortnight, 4th, 35th, 3rd, and 2nd in ascending order there from the fortnight on. That's really, really good golf by Eric Cole. So, I mean, I think it'll be chalky, but at 9,000, I think that's probably too low of a price for somebody coming in that good a form in this field.
Question I have for you on Eric Cole. He said today he's liking the new PXG driver because it's more forgiving and he can still get increased swing speed with it. He's probably going to put it in his bag this week. Does that do anything for you?
I mean, it could be great, could be awful. It's just it's golf. I mean, he might hit it on Thursday and not like it and put something else in his bag on Friday. I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't really make. He's a PXG guy, anyways, right?
Yeah, he's just trying not to do. That's why I was surprised by seeing the quote. I'm like, he's already Team PXG, so it's the new model. It's like Rory's putting the new TaylorMade in his bag. No one's making a big deal about it.
Everybody's getting that.
Yeah, they're all getting it's that time of year. All the new models are coming out.
I wouldn't put too much stock in that myself.
Okay, cool. Want to throw it out there. For me in this range, Connors is always interesting. I just don't know if I want to pay close to 10K for a guy that does not close very well. Rowan Henley's my tough one. Hasn't played in the fall swing, but he's first in my model because he's an approach wizard. Like, he's ninth in the field in approach. He's eighth in birdie or better. He's eighth in fairways gained. He's first in fours, 4 to 450. He's 10th from 1 to 125. His approach, like I said, his approach game is great. His fairways are great. His par fours are great. I like Henley a lot at $9,700. Just not ideal when I talk about like recent form more so, because Henley doesn't have much recent form at all. That's the bad part there. Other guys, JT Poston, I love him for my model. He's playing really well this fall swing, as you mentioned. And he's also, I believe, he went to Georgia Tech, if I am not mistaken. So he technically counts a Georgia boy. So I like JT Poston a bit here. Eric Cole does rate out great, so I have nothing bad to say about Eric Cole. Noren's the interesting one for me because, once again, he only ranks 35th in my model, but this dude's been playing a ton of late. Second last week, 48th at the Zozo, third at the Shriners, 43rd at the Sanders. So he's played for events, 4 cuts. Obviously, Zozo didn't have a cut, but he's made 4. And kind of here, missed cut in 2022, but then 18th and 21 and 10th in 2020. So Noren could maybe be your lower owned guy here. I haven't looked at ownership yet, but he'd be a guy I definitely would keep an eye on. But my primary focus are Henley, Poston, and Cole, with a little glance at Alexander Noren. 8K range, you got Cooch. He's a Georgia boy, $8,900. Jaeger at 88. McCarthy, 87. He's Georgia too. Svensson, 86. Brendan Todd is Georgia Tech. He's 85. Billy Ho at 84. Loves this place. Luke List at 83. Mitchell is a Georgia boy at 82. T at 81. Spawn and Smalley at 8,000. This is a really good 8K range. So what do you like here?
Yeah, plenty to like in this area. Kuchar, start with him. I just probably played a billion rounds at this place. I mean, I've got back to 2015. He's played every year except for 2018. He missed the cut here last year, 37th the 2 years before that, missed cut, 29th, missed cut, 25th. Just kind of strange. But coming off a second place finish at the WWE Championship, where he finished second, and so I'm really want to play him, but the course history is not tremendous. He should have won that tournament, but kind of faltered coming down the stretch. Jaeger, 8,800, 2 of 4 made cuts here, so that's not tremendous. I don't really know if I really want to pay $8,800 for him, but the model seems to like him. Billy Horschel at 8,400, the model does not like, but for some reason I'm just going to love.
Seems mispriced, doesn't it?
It just doesn't seem right. It's either trap or he's super chalk and he smashes. I don't think there's any in between. He has played here plenty. He finished second here in 2016. Missed the cut his last time out in 2019. But so just weird. He's been playing the European Tour, making the cut over there, finishing back-to-back top 20s. 14th his last time out, the Alfred Dunhill. Luke List, 8,300. He made the cut last week. Didn't really do much on the weekend, but has played here plenty. Miscut 10th, miscut 53rd, 4th, 10th, or 13th. So nobody will play him. And then last but not least, JJ Spawn. He's been around here a bunch, finished second. I think I mentioned it in 2017. Back-to-back top 20s for him at this event the last 2 years. And he has not missed a cut since the Travelers back in June. I've been playing plenty this fall. Not necessarily like what you really love to see kind of finishes, but I think good enough here to roster a spot at 8,000, especially in this field.
Yeah, the way I look at this area, like Kuchar, I agree with what you said. Does he have enough to win? I don't know. Like you said, she almost won a few weeks ago. I think it's a great cash game play.
He should be the WWE World Champion.
Yeah, he should be. He should be the world heavyweight champion of the world, and doesn't tip his manager in his corner. That's who Matt Kuchar should be. But at 89, I think he's definitely in play. If you want to play him in tournaments, that's fine because he does have that appeal and upside. But cash, I like him a lot. Denny McCarthy at 87, only 43rd in my model, but he's second in the par fours we're looking at here. And when you look at recent performances with good old Denny, he has not played this fall. Like, at least nothing that registers on my books, but made 4 or 5 cuts here, 46th, 10th, miscut, 8th, 46th. So Denny is an interesting one that might get kind of overplayed here because people like Svensson coming off the dub. I think Brendan Todd's great. If you're talking about hitting fairways and approach game, that's Brendan Todd in a nutshell, folks. Like, he finished Brendan Todd finished 20th last week, and that was kind of with a iffy weekend. He actually played pretty well going into the week. Didn't really do much over the weekend. He's missed back-to-back cuts here with 37th, 4th, 54th. I think Todd at 85 is very interesting if you're looking for that type of player. So he's in play. I agree with you on Horschel. He's 68th in my model. He rates out horribly here. But it's just one of those things like, what are we doing at $8,400? I guess this don't seem right with Billy Ho. I love Luke List. I played him pretty much every week right now. He's $8,300. Finished 20th last week, 45th, 18th, won at the Sandersons, 20th the Fortnite. So 4 out of 5 events, he's been 25th or better. That's pretty solid for an 8K golfer. Then you mentioned miscut 10th, miscut 3rd or 4th. So that screams GPP to me, if anything. So I like Luke List in this event. Keith Mitchell, he's limping into this area, but in tournaments, I do find something very interesting there. I agree with you on Spawn. He's 11th in my model. And then I want to mention Alex Smalley at 48th in my model. Like I said, I like this range. I didn't want to mention everybody, but I did. He finished 5th here last year. Did miss the cut in 22, but he's coming in with a 30th, a 61st, and a 16th of the last 3 events. He's another guy, because if you look at this range, I do actually have – I pulled up the projected ownerships here. Smalley and Spawn are both around 10%. Horschel and Todd are around 10 or 11. Svensson's chalk. McCarthy's 10%. So, your Cooch, your Mitchell, your List, that's kind of your leverage plays in this range. And that's one way to look at it. But I 10% doesn't bother me in fields these days. That's low, actually. So play who you like here. And I think Smalley could be a fun. I think Smalley comes in lower than that personally, but that's just me. 75 to 79, you got Hadley, Kirk. Kirk just got an award today. Thompson, English, Villegas is up to 77 after the dub. Dietrich, Pendrith is far too cheap at 76. Champ, Montgomery, KH Lee, Matthias Schmid coming off a big week. Adam Long is playing great. And Ben Griffin. So what do you like here?
Yeah, there's plenty more to like down here. Chesson Hadley at 7,900. Back-to-back missed cuts for him at this event after back-to-back made cuts. So not really in love with the course history, but two straight 7th place finishes for him on tour. Dude can just get hot all of a sudden out of nowhere and win, and then you won't hear from him again for 5 years. Davis Thompson, the course history is not good. 3 straight missed cuts here, but playing well coming in with coming off a 15th place finish at the WWE Championship. I mean, I think Villegas at 7,000, just given the form coming in. I mean, second then first in his last 2 starts. Course history is weird. Miscut 6th, miscut then second, miscut 54th. It's just weird. But playing Villegas, I don't know that many people will hop on that bandwagon. So a lot of people will hop on the Taylor Pendrith bandwagon. He was high owned last week. He will be high owned again, especially at this price this week. 2 out of 2 made cuts here, 15th and 26th in his last 2 starts at this event. Coming off 8th place finish last week, 15th at the WWE, and then Shriners was 3rd. And last but not least for me here, Adam Long, man. So dude hits 100% of the fairways at the down in Mexico at the WWE, and then 75% of the fairways last week. Yep. And I think he now owns the longest streak consecutive on PGA Tour history. And even last week, he hit 80% of the greens. So playing really well, 13th and 23rd in his last 2 starts. And the course history is 3 out of 5 made cuts. He does have a 16th place finish here in 21. Did miss the cut last year, but just one of those things where I really like Adam Long this week, especially at that price, $7,500, man.
Yep, I'm with you. I'll have a lot of Adam Long this week. I like the Chesson Hadley call coming in. Bad tournament history, great current form, as you mentioned, 15th in my model. I'm on board with that. David Thompson's interesting, 2nd in my model. He's 8th in the par 4s. He's actually 6th in par 5 scoring over the last 24 rounds in this field. But, man, the form, 3 straight cuts is not good, Bob. And then you mentioned, where's the other piece of the puzzle there? 15th at the WWE, 30th, 16th, 30th. So he's coming in good form, horrible course history. Something's got to give. He could be a nice GPP play if you want to go that direction. Harris English, if you're just going with the local narrative, and there's already been people putting videos out there about how well he's swinging it. You got English, 29th miscut, 6th miscut, 46th over his last 5 turns here, but has not played this fall swing. I like Pendrith a lot. Like you say, he's going to be chalkier than hell. Like, just look, let me see what he's got going here chalk-wise. Pendrith is going to be, he's projected 15%, which is pretty chalky at $7,600. but I don't mind him. Taylor Montgomery at 76 is another one I like. Matthias Schmidt at 75 coming in well. Adam Long is probably one of my favorites. I'm 100% with you there. I love it. I was only rated 52nd in this field, so that is great. And then Ben Griffin, he's 63rd in this field for me, $7,500. And when you look at Ben Griffin here, finished 29th here last year, first time he's played since 2019, where he missed a cut. And current form, 23rd, 64th, missed cut second. So he's making cuts. He's playing decent. He could be a nice pivot as well. But it's like Pendrith and Long would be my top two for sure. Pendrith be damn chalky, so keep that in mind. 7K to 74. Who do you like in this big group?
Yeah, Carl Yawn at $7,400, finished 39th here last year, coming off a 4th place finish. I mean, GPP only, and I would only do like large field GPPs for him because he could either finish DFL or top 5. Callum Tarrant at 7,300 finished second here last year. Did miss the cut his last time out in Mexico, but was playing pretty solid before that. Webb Simpson, man, at $7,200. I mean, I don't know what to do about him. The course history is pretty good. Miscut last year, but 8th, 37th, 2nd, 3rd. So basically, you're just playing him because of course history, because like we know Webb Simpson is not playing and has not played the best over the last couple years. Lanto at 7,100, finished 40th here last year, missed 2 cuts, or in 2021, missed 2 cuts in a row before that, but has made 4 cuts on tour. And I think for the price tag is worth a shot there. Is just a cut maker. And then Neesmith, 3 or 4 made cuts at this event, but he did miss the cut last year and is coming off a 15th place finish his last time out. The Zozo has been playing pretty solid golf this fall swing, so $7,000. I do like him.
Yep, don't mind either of those guys. That whole chunk you had there, but for me, like I like the Callum Tarrant call. I'm with you on that one. It's playing really good, and that miscut was a chalky miscut in Mexico. But Hardy at 73 is a guy that interests me. Miscut in a 60-30 here, but if we're talking current form with Nick Hardy, 45th, 23rd, 51st, 55th, 35th, not elite finishes, but that's 5 straight made cuts. For those keeping track at home, at $7,300, I don't mind that. Kenzie's down here. Brandon Wu, not bad. Vincent Whaley has been playing pretty well at $7,200. His recent performances, I do like 8th place last week. He's all 5 cuts on the fall swing, 25th or better, or 28th or better in 4 out of 5. So Vincent Whaley is a dude to look at. And then a couple other ones for you down here. Sam Ryder at $7,200. He rates 6th on my model, 1st in approach, 3rd in the par 4 scorings. We go Sammy Ryder, 10th place at the WWE. He's made all 5 cuts this fall swing. So I like that with Sam Ryder. I'm trying to find his tournament history. He's missed every cut here, though. So keep that in mind. That is not good right there for Sam Ryder. We talked about last week, Jesse. This is interesting. Ryan Palmer, 93rd in my model. He said, he finished 5th at the WWE. Maybe he's fine. He finished 8th last week. So that's back to big finishes for Ryan Palmer. And he comes in here with has not played this place. I had back to 2019. He has not played here. So if he's finding it, that's very intriguing at $7,200 with Ryan Palmer.
Win player.
Moore at 71. Yeah, very good win player. Ryan Moore and Nate Lashley both at 71. Lashley's coming into really good form. So is Ryan Moore. They're both playing well. And there's a couple others. You mentioned Neesmith. Merritt's playing well. You got a couple cheapies down here, but I think that Palmer could be very interesting at 72. 6K range, we actually have some decent options because the field is decent. So what do you like here?
Kelly Craft at 6,700.
Hell yes.
The problem is the 3 straight miscuts at this event, but the form coming in is pretty good. You tell me if it's T Dunks week usually, or the T Dunk Whisperer.
I'll be on T Dunks. Yes, this is a place I T Dunks, so I'll be there.
I'll endorse. Some you'll know has made 3 out of 4 cuts when he's played this event. He played last year, finished 15th, coming off a made cut in Bermuda, back-to-back missed cuts before that, though. So it is what it is down here in the 6,000 range. And then Paul Haley, the second, not the first. You don't want to play him. You want to play the second. 29th here last year. Missed cut to Bermuda, made the cut at the Worldwide Championship. And then 4 straight miscuts. I mean, it's terrible, but just from the course history perspective of finishing 29th here last year. that's the only reason I would click him at $6,000. Really won't go below 7,000, but we do it every week. We talk about the 6,000 guys.
We have to, and you can if you need to. And my first me, Will Gordon at 69, finished 15th here last year, miscut in 21, 10 in 2020. And he's coming in with a 15th and a 21st in his last two events on tour. So Will Gordon at 69, and Carson Young at 69 came back and played really well last week. He's always tournament only. Justin Lauer should be super popular at 69 as he's coming in phenomenal form. 20th, 23rd, 41st in the last two tournaments. He's missed back-to-back cuts here, though, so keep that in mind with Justin Lauer. Kazire is interesting, especially if it gets windy. I'm going to throw him out there. Kramer Hickok coming in great form at $6,800. He's another guy, 13th and 15th the last 2 weeks for Kramer Hickok, and miscut, T50 miscut here, so course history not great, but current form really good. I love Austin Cook at 67, T Dunks at 67, and Kraft at 67. Like, if I had to pick guys, it'd be with those three dudes down here. That'd be where I'd stop, but Kadira, Blair at 66 if you have to, but I don't want to go. I'll go down here. I don't mind some of these guys on 6K, but it's actually pretty nice for once. I'll say that much. Recap of things, Jesse. 10K. Who you got?
Brian Harmon.
I'll go Ludwig. It's a good place to be. 9K range.
Eric Cole.
Yes, that is his boy. Give me JT Poston just because Henley, he hasn't played for a while. He's got me nervous, but he rates out very well. Give me Poston. 8K range.
Billy Horschel still has me blocked on Twitter, but that's okay.
That's fine. As long as he wins for you, it doesn't matter.
That's right.
I'll go Luke List 83. 75 to 79. I'm
gonna say Adam Long.
Yeah, that's a great one. I like that a lot. I'll say Penrith. He's going to be super chalky, but he's too cheap for this spot, and I love the long call. 7K to 74.
Kelly Craft or Neesmith. Sorry, I was skipping ahead.
Almost Kelly Craft. You went Neesmith. I will go. Who are some of the guys that really had circles here? I'll go Ryan Palmer. Let's roll some dice here. Let's go Ryan Palmer. Just beware for the trunk slam. 6K range.
I got Kraft.
Yeah. I'll go Austin Cook, but there's actually some decent options there. If you're building a cash lineup this week, where are you heading?
I'm not doing that, but I would say Cole, Horschel, Long.
I go Kuchar, Todd, and JJ Spawn. Go with those three. But if you're doing tournaments, though, how you starting that out?
Yeah, I would go like probably Noren, Connors, and then dip down and get Adam Long.
I like the Noren call a lot. I think that's a overlooked play in this range. So I'll join you in the Noren. I'll go Noren, Luke List, and Ryan Palmer, because one's going to want Ryan Palmer. I don't think so. Noren, List, and Palmer for me in that range. With all that being said, though, I know you got your sheet ready. Who you got win this thing?
Yeah, I already made some bets too, but I've got because I went to go make a bet or to look at him earlier, and I clicked on fucking Eric Cole, and he went from 30 to 28. So got him on the list. Yeah, I mean that's absolute horse shit. But Billy Ho at 40, I believe.
Ooh, yeah, I got him at 40 right now. Jesus.
Existing. I mean, it just seems too high. Harris English at 50 seems too high as well. 1. And the winner at 75 to 1. Taylor Pentrith top 10 at 4 to 1, and then winner at 40 to 1. And last but not least, Alex Noren at 35 to 1.
I like the Alex Noren. That 35 is pretty sweet on that one. Some other fun ones here. Kelly Craft top 10 is like 14 to 1. Another horse looking for pricing here related to DK, and it ain't here. Your boy Teets is in the tournament, dude. Teeter's here.
Yeah. I didn't know
don't sound so excited.
Not heard much about him recently. I know he played well on his last time out at the Corn Ferry at Victoria National, but I have not. That was a couple months ago, or a month and a half ago, or 2 months ago. I don't know.
And T Dunks is 11 to 1 top 10. So those are a couple I think you could have some fun with. But I like the value betting that you mentioned. Noren at 35, Pendrith at 40, Horschel at 40, English at 50. I'd even say Luke List at 60 has a little bit of legs to it for a guy who won before, even on this fall swing has won before. So that seems a little interesting as well. So hopefully the cream's been rising to the top lately, except for, I guess EVR wasn't in the last 2 weeks, but most of the fall swing. Let's hope for a little bloodbath here. I want to see some young guys freaking make some noise, and these big showed up and put them to the side for a minute, but we'll see. Any final thoughts as we're pretty much wrapping up another season of Always Pressing with the Hero coming up, and then a little breather until Hawaii?
Yeah, I don't. It'll be a nice little break, and then we'll get excited for January for golf to come back, and then get real excited because the Masters will only be a few months away. So,
Yep.
Enjoy your time off, everybody, from degenning
golf. We have plenty of other things we can degen, but take
true.
your breather from that.
Very good point. Thank you.
Yes, we'll find a way. I have very good confidence in us on this one. Bowl season, baby. But we'll be back with you guys in January for Hawaii and California and Arizona and back to California. Then we go to Florida, the whole thing. You guys know golf. So you can find out Jesse on Twitter at DFS Golf Gods, the podcast at Always Press DFS. I'm at BDentric, and this is your 2023 RSM Classic preview. Catch you all next time.